control of your own responses. So your attitude about how you approach these things is going to really matter. We're starting to wind down here now, and we're going to come more to the point of the funnel where we're going to start asking you about what is it will you miss and what do you look forward to with the new WIOA. We want you to start thinking about that. We want you to think about acknowledging the losses, because whenever there is a change, you're going to leave something behind that you enjoyed, that you were good at, that you thought was useful, and you have to acknowledge that and move on. That's part of that change curve. That's part of that kind of denial resistance mountain, is leaving the things behind that you enjoyed or you liked or you thought were helpful. And you have to challenge yourself to move forward. We talked about what a personal process this is, and this is internal work that you're doing to move yourself forward through these new WIOA implementations. When you start with the negative self-talk, you need to turn that around. Do you believe, let me see a show of hands, at least here in Allentown, how many of you believe that we have a subconscious, that the subconscious is a real thing that helps control our behavior? Okay, well, you're all trained professionals, so you all raised your hands, because you know that the subconscious is real, and it is an extremely powerful tool in helping us achieve outcomes and helping us develop our attitude. And the negative self-talk that we give to ourselves, it helps to program the self-conscious. It's subconscious. If you are saying to yourself all the time, oh, this is really hard, I hate this, I'm not going to be any good at this, I don't know why they had to change this, it's going to be a mess. If you're saying things like that to yourself, you are setting yourself up for failure. Every time you hear yourself saying something like that, saying, okay, this is it, this is where we are, I'm going to figure out the best way to get through this, and I am going to do the very best that I can to get through this, because I believe we're going to come out on the other side of this in a very positive place. Now, there are some techniques that help you get through this, and you can say, oh, this doesn't work, but I can assure you these techniques work, and one of them is journaling. There was a very interesting study. I actually just read this research yesterday. It was a very interesting study done about how we absorb information when we read it from a piece of technology, when we read it from a screen, versus how we absorb and respond to information when we read it on a printed page or on a piece of paper. Brain reacts differently to information that we receive from those two different, it's a left brain, right brain kind of thing. And when we receive information from technology, from a screen, we tend to remember the facts and figures and the analysis more. And when we read something from a written page or a piece of paper, or we write it ourselves, we retain it and respond to it differently, much more from a soft skills point of view. So it's very important to understand that when you journal something, when you write something down, you're using a part of your brain and you're expressing thoughts and concerns that you might not have dealt with otherwise when you're constantly dealing with technology. So I can't tell you how much journaling is important, and I'm not talking about, dear diary, today I went to, no. I'm talking about